Hello, YouTube fans, here again, and I figure why not talk about this one. Follow on from the Tragedy of Terror, Forbidden World. I know there was a film in the 1950s, B sci-fi movie called Forbidden World. I'm on about the 1982 one, again with a sci-fi horror movie. Again, like Tragedy of Terror, this had two different cycles. It's called Metamorph and Tragedy of Terror. Tragedy of Terror, duh. I mean, Forbidden World. But same producers that did Charity of Terror, that's probably why I got confused, did this one being Forbidden World and Megamorph. And what I was about to say was one of the producers and directors had disagreements. Wanted to make it more serious, and the other one wanted to make it more like a sci-fi horror film. So to cut the story short, same there. One of the producers bought it out as Megamorph, and the other one called it, do you repeat myself? Forbidden World. There's not really that much of a difference. I see Mechamorph. There's a bit where the alien's attacking this woman, he's attacking people. You've got classical music, and you've got this robot, and the robot talks robotic. Where in Forbidden World, you've got disco music, and that's talking more like a child. That's about it. That is the only fucking difference. It's still roughly the same movie, apart from those little differences. So I'm not going to do a comparison like I did with Alien because there's not really that much of a difference. I don't think, in my eyes, there's that much of a difference. Anyway, to cut the story short, like I said, the same company that did this Charity of Terror, did all the Warrior films, if it be Death Stalker, Sorcerer, the list goes on, did this one. And one thing with the film is, it starts off, as I'm about to say, it starts off, you've got this one astronaut, and you keep getting flashbacks of what's going to happen before it happens. There's a lot of that in the film. Then there's a bit where he's fighting these aliens, and he's blowing them up with a laser ship, kind of a love letter to Star Wars. And he has this robot, what basically works for him, the one that talks like a child. What I'm all on about is Forbidden World. Make them all same movie. Difference is it talks robotic in this, talks like a kid. So I'll repeat what I said before. So he gets sent to this planet to help these other people out. A lot of people think this was a lot more cheaper than Charity of Terror. I've got to admit there are bits that just feel cheapened, but there are some bits I do like. I like the bit where they're on the desert planet, and I like the bit where we've got this one woman, pretty tasty to look at, and you've got the idea she fancies him. And the Solar this experiment. This is the one where I would say it's definitely an alien rip-off. Even the fucking alien looks like a fucking alien. A little bit bigger, it's got a bigger head, but it just looks like a fucking alien. And you got a lot of animals that have been killed by this thing. You got this one scientist. That reminds me of the scientist what was called Frankenstein. If you remember Day of the Dead, it kind of reminds me of bit like him. You get the idea he's got cancer. The bit where he tells the robot to shut up because he notices he's got cancer. And there's one guy, opens his thing and it jumps up in his face, and you got the idea it's killed him, but he's still alive. It's a bit of bonky, which is quite nice to see. And they've got this other guy who's what sort of walks off. He gets killed. You don't see it, but you do see the aftershots. And that's when you do see it and it reveals itself. There's a good bit in it where they mentioned it's outside, and they mentioned which I like what I do on my times I'm not in work, the steam room and the sauna. But for some reason they call it a steam bath. So I like that little touch that they call it a steam bath. So to cut the story short, after the bonking, he meets up with that other bird. There's another bird in it. That's nice to look at. He's showing off his stars, and the alien finally reveals itself. It jumps out, and they get out of dodge. But then again, they go in the desert. They find the body of that other guy, and then another guy gets killed. And the scientist sort of mentions that these people are still alive, but it's turning them into protein, turning them into food. So there's a bit of excuse to show nakedness, which is like typical of these films. And the woman wants to make contact with the alien, and she does. She's talking to it on the computer. You think she's getting somewhere. Puts the tail between her legs. Nothing sexual. You think this going to be, and then it just rips it in fucking half. bit Dora. I do know that's the bit where you got the disco music, but if you do ever see Mechamorph, they open it to classical music. That's about it. That's the only difference. So it's chasing the girl. She meets this scientist. He's got this other guy, and he dies by poo. I'm not talking poo. He dies by poo. It poos all over this machine, an alien, and the guy gets electrocuted and fucking dies. Then this is a pretty death scene actually. I'll give the film that, even though I would say it's a spin-off of Alien, I will give the film this. It's definitely unique how the alien gets it. So what happens is the doctor does an experiment on himself. He's dying of cancer anyway, so he gets our main character to cut his chest open like that, pull out the ducts of him. It has the cancer, and he dies. It's like sad. But then the alien comes out, starts to attack our main man. He folds the cancerous ducts into its mouth. The alien's fucking munching on it because it's a fucking knob. And it dies. It vomits, dies. He puts his arm around the door. And it ends like that. End of movie. But I don't really mind this one for Forbidden World. Like I said, like Sanity of Terror, they did two versions. Sanity of Terror, they bettered some of these special effects. What was not that good. So they bettered it a little bit in the special effects department. But that's about it. And I think right, some of the rape scene, they saw a little bit more of that. But that's about it. Mechamorph, remind what I just said. The scene where the bird gets killed. You got classical music. You got the robot talking more robotic. That's about it. The Hidden World. Talks like a kid. You got disco music. I'm a sucker of these films. I'm a sucker of B sci-fi monster films, and this is one, like I say, I would say it's more of a rip-off of Alien. I do like the bits where they're in the desert, sort of panic, and he's looking out the window. You got this really good sci-fi music, and it's snowing. So you got that in, and there's a bit where they mention you don't want to stay out too long. They've got very special helmets, and they mentioned one guy eating sand, thinking it was sugar, because it helps him around the bend. And like I said, one of you thinks going to be one of the other main characters gets killed. He gets turned to moss. So it's quite a good one, this. I say it's not as gory, not as gruesome as Charity of Terror, but the door's there when you want to see door. You want to see blood, you want to see door, you definitely see it. You know what I mean? It's quite disturbing seeing dead animals, dead rabbits, dead whatever, but I think like cannibal films, it's professionally done. You can definitely do it with special effects. No animals were killed and were hurt to make the film. You know what I mean? So I'm quite happy about that. It's all special effects, fake blood, fake dead animals. Whether they did do it for real, it would be disgusting. But you can definitely do it with special effects. And like I say, I think they did lower the budget, but there's one bit of history about the film. Fuck it, I'll say it. The same set where they filmed Tragedy of Terror, 1 year after, being 1982, they filmed it on the same set of Tragedy of Terror. So the bits where they're walking in the spaceship or they're walking across the buildings, you think it looks similar to the space staff and some of the set, what was used in Tragedy of Terror. If you think it looks similar, that's because it was used on the same set what they used in Tragedy of Terror 1 year later. But I like it. Like I say, I like the way the alien gets killed. I thought it was different. I thought it was unique. I keep saying that word, but it is. It's different. It folds its ducts up. It chokes on its vomit, dosses it. End of movie. End of movie. So I like that idea. It's turning people into food. It makes it different. It's just ripping people to pieces, what you normally see. The only bit of where you do see some poor one gets ripped up is that poor doe. Nice to look at, and like I say, you think this will be a sexual thing, and it rips it in half, and you got blood squirting out everywhere. But that's about it. Normally, it's chasing the people, it's turning them into slime, arms and legs are coming off, it's munching on people. But I thought her death was more stupidity. Fuck it. I just thought it was more stupidity because she's talking to it on this fucking keyboard. Updates in 80s films, it's 80s technology. And She says, I'm communicating with it, I'm communicating with it. And the fucking alien just writes, I want you for food. They already knew that. Our main man, the main character, said they want him for food. The scientist, before he died, said they're using us for food. It's using us to eat us. And there's a scene where they mentioned this woman who died giving birth to this fucking thing. So it's bit off the street. It's not wanting to be your friend. It's not fucking ET. So she talks to something which they already know is going to kill them anyway. So why fucking talk to it? So she's talking to it. It's looking at her. She thinks she's making contact and she's trying to make peace with it. And all it wants to do is fucking kill her. Don't want to fuck her. Don't want to be her best mate. It wants to kill her. And it does. So it definitely was stupidity because they already knew what the alien was going to do. We knew that. But the rest of the film, like I say, some of the death scenes are not as gory as Charity of Terror, but they're there. Still got some good blood, still got some good gore, so fuck it, without ado. A 15-star rating for me. I don't mind Forbidden World. Don't think it's as good as Charity of Terror, but I don't think it's bad. It's Alien Trones, rip-off skulls. This is a good one. I do admit the alien does look a bit like a fucking alien, only it's got a bigger head. It's a big head. But I still think it's a good one. But until then, be smart, be safe. See you later.